Well, yes, I am Doug White. I am the manager of the National Software Reference Library. What I'm going to talk to you specifically about today and have a demo on is using one particular format. And we've been collaborating with Stanford University Libraries with their Cabernetti collection, which is a collection of software that goes back into the 1980s. So, does anybody recognize this panel?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. As you can see, today is the future. And one thing that's interesting about going back in time is reading media that's older than our staff.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of an issue. And to them, sometimes I'm the grumpy old man. Get off my lawn, or get off my tapes. Kids these days, you know. So I'll get into a rant, but first a little bit of audience participation. Who has actually used one of these for storage? You actually stored your own stuff on it. Okay. Good. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Of those, how many used these? Okay. Okay. Now we're zoning in on the age of the crowd. Okay. Do you want to admit? See, that's different. That's not your glasses. That's different. Okay. Did you actually use a machine that stored things on audio cassette?
Yeah. Yes.
Ah, this is great. What a crowd. Nobody else is coming to the other
fresh
demo.
80 users in the
So this
audience.
actually is audio cassette. This is a facsimile. This is not an original one.
I don't know, it looks like it's got our logo on it there.
Well,
Vic 20?
what I particularly love in the loading instructions is when it talks about if you have loading problems, try advancing the tape. Bic pen works great for this. Seriously.
Yes.
So what the demo is going to be about is using some of the audio cassette formats. And this is my one old man rant. You know, kids these days, you know, they're not experienced with analog signals. So it's, you know, everything's digital. Everything, you know, they're not experienced with linear storage. You know, a couple of clicks or a simple search and Freebird pops right up. You know, whatever they listen to these days. I'm dating myself again. They're not experienced with mechanical devices. So, you know, things like a tape deck, like any of the old tape reels, you know, they are physical. You know, there are belts, there are gears, there's, you know, specific mechanics that do wear out. And even actually the media itself, you know, the tape is, you know, the tape will slough off. You know, what wear and tear means is it will wear and it will tear, and you're going to have to deal with some of that. And some of them are not experienced with cleaning and calibration, so, you know, aligning the heads of a tape deck or a reel deck, etc. But I do have warmth in my heart. Vinyl is making a comeback. Cassette culture has got some of the kids, you know, these days going out to Goodwill and getting their decks, although they still don't know how in the world to clean the heads, you know, clean the capstan. So, you know, we're teaching them, we're bringing up the next generation of audiophiles and people who are able to deal with the hardware side of some of this. So what the demo is going to be is we're going to go, actually, brought a tape deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
We picked a classic, as you can see. Go from cassette to executable, right before your very eyes, nothing up my sleeve, using a tape deck and a few Linux tools. And so seriously, with Bit Curator and a couple of tools, 4, possibly 3 if you're not interested in Perl, installation commands, and then 3 commands. Actually, it's a little bit simpler than that. We wrote a wrapper for some of those. But this is really all it takes to go from cassette to actually playing these games in an emulator on Bit Curator Linux. So after that, we can party. Internet Archive kind of stole my thunder. I did also bring some disk images from the NSRL, but we can party like it's 85.
Yeah.